it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video and another catching up of my recent reads. First is The Last Chance Hotel by Nicki Thornton, the first book in the Seth mystery series. I'm so happy I finally started this series. I had such a great time with this first book. Seth is such an endearing main character and he learns so much in this book. This is like Clue or Murder on the Orient Express hotel style and I loved it. The hotel is so atmospheric itself and the writer described everything perfectly. I love the backstory of the magical world, magic itself, cleaners, magic con, and more. The bullying here made me want to sling Tiffany out a window. What a horrible evil girl. I loved every detail in here and the way everything unfolded. The whole cast of suspects was brilliantly done as well. We even have a middle grade cat named Nightshade who reminded me of Salem from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Pewter and Nightshade have my heart. Highly recommend. And then I read The Cool Code by Deirdre Langeland and HarperCollins. Hopper Alley had sent me this. It's a graphic novel. Thank you so much. This was such a fun, cute graphic novel that is so unique and creative, as well as having some great underlying messages. Fitting in is one of the big struggles of being a kid, and add that in that this is our main character Zoe's first time to going to school after being homeschooled before then. Even bigger crisis for a kid. Middle school is hard. So the idea that you can have an app tell you all the things to say, wear, and do to become popular sounds great. Great messages in being true to yourself, being yourself, and being happy with who you are. And that real friends who love you for who you are the ones that really matter. All the coding and everything was also so intriguing, and I loved our cast of characters. I love the real life friends Zoe makes and really enjoyed this. And on Goodreads it has a 1, so I don't know if there's going to be more, but I would really enjoy more. This was so great. And then The Sleepover by Maike and Regina. Finally read this. Been wanting to read it forever. If you hadn't noticed, I'd gotten into a real groove with my graphic novels, so I've been picking them up a lot more easily. So happy I finally read it. Like I said, what a spooky, creepy at times graphic novel with a focus on themes of loss and grief. Just loved this. And I think this is such a raw and honest exploration of grief. The author handled it so well, even tying the witch's story in with what started with heavy grief for her. Great friendships and family themes in here as well. Just loved it all. And the art by the author is really beautiful too. And I finally read Vasilisa by Julie Mathison, one of my winter reads. And what a whimsical, magical, atmospheric folklore vibes all the way of a story. I love this, and I'd say upper middle grade. So good. This has such superb story building and storytelling, period. Flows at such a great pace and builds. So atmospheric. In Pennsylvania, I lived here now, so I love that. And especially in Old Russ, of course. Such whimsical, imaginative writing, phenomenal characters. Vasilisa is such an amazing main character, and the bond she forms with Evelyn and Ivan is incredible. This has amazing messages and shows the power of love, family, and faith. I love the way Baba Yaga and the House of Chicken Legs is done in this story so much. Plus all the vivid details like I'm not going to say any of this right probably, the matryoshka, the ogre, Domovoy's, Rasaki, and the amazing Leshy, who I loved, and so much more. I love the development of Evelyn's character and was fascinated by it all. I love the parts with the witch's children so much as well. Boris has my heart though. The ending was absolutely beautiful and I loved it. Highly atmospheric, magical, imaginative adventure of a Russian folklore story at its finest. So many amazing messages too. Highly recommend. Then I read the second in the Secrets of Camp Whatever series, graphic novel series, The Doors to Nowhere by Grine. It was a great sequel. So great to be back with Willow and her friends and amazing Elric. I love the direction this one took, except for one sad part I didn't enjoy. But we get to learn more about the magical aspects and past of this place and see more development with the friendships as well. Some good lessons woven into the story too, and just more beautiful art by the author Grine too. Just had a great time. Hope there's more. And then I read The Real Deal by Lindsey Stoddard. And HarperCollins has sent me this. Thank you so much. And this was a deeply meaningful story full of so much heart and amazing lessons. Gabe's mom works in a bookstore and he also loves books, so there are many book recommendations mentioned throughout here, and I love that. Gabe is such a great kid. Sometimes he makes the wrong choices, like laughing when he shouldn't, but he's a good kid because he gets that icky feeling in his stomach when he's done something he shouldn't have, and he feels bad about it and wants to be better. He and his friend Oliver are the best of friends, but just like any friendship in middle school, things are starting to change. Oliver isn't sharing everything, and he's not doing as well as Gabe about being a better person about certain things. I love the idea of the comic they're creating together so much. Ray is such a spunky character, and she brought so much to the story, even though her character wasn't a huge part of the story. I also loved how she refused to apologize for an incident that happened when she was told graphic novels didn't count as real books. Reuben is a silent character, but is able to say so much in his silence. I loved everything we learned throughout the story about Oliver, Reuben, and more. Phenomenal character growth and development with all three boys. I love that the bully in the story is shown to have something in their own life that pressures them and makes them unhappy, which is probably in some part why they are the way they are, but only in some part. There is never an excuse to be a bully. The babysitting adventures that Oliver and Gabe have with the 2-year-old twins is just the best. So many great themes in here. Some are bullying, trauma, guilt, parent abandonment, and an example of consequences of that. Friendship, listening to what your gut is saying, and about the kind of person you want to be. Even if you aren't the one doing the bullying head on, if you choose to even giggle or do nothing, you are just as bad, in my opinion. There's the kind of deep sadness in here that is palpable and you can almost hear it. And Miss Leavitt has my heart. Another one of those angels on earth kind of teachers I've talked about before. Just highly recommend this. So good. And then I read the second in the Lightfall graphic novel series, Shadows of the Bird by Tim Probert. An absolutely delightful sequel. I think I love this one more than the first one. Our quest continues, as do the adventures in danger. We see even more incredible things and encounter many more people, things, twists, turns. A couple that left my mouth hanging open. The meaning behind some of the things in here are just beautifully meaningful to me. This has that beautiful gray area I love between right and wrong and who the one deciding is. Love the truths uncovered and can't wait to learn more. More absolutely stunning art too by the author Tim Probert. Just highly recommend. And then The Rabbit's Gift by Jessica Vitalis. HarperCollins just sent me this one too. Thank you so much. I was going to read The Wolf's Curse by her, but it looked like it was going to be very sad. And with the wolf, I just couldn't. So I just went straight to this one. I love this book so much. It was such a unique story in so many ways. Incredibly imaginative. And while reading it, you have the feeling of reading a much beloved classic. A mythical tale of where babies come from. This might be the first encounter for me reading. That makes me love it even more. Definitely an appropriate way to talk about birth of life for middle grade readers in a cute make-believe way. And the author's note, the author explains the French version of our stork mythology, babies instead coming from cabbage plants. She goes into more detail. Always read the author's notes. The author wanted rabbits to be the ones to deliver the babies as well, and I love everything she wove together from several things to create this beautiful story of her own. Some great details include the rabbits themselves and their backstory, the warren, the chow, purple carrots, and so much more. We alternate points of view between Quincy the rabbit and Florine, who is the daughter of basically a governor-mayor of sorts of this place. A woman from their family has always ruled from generation to generation, and Florine did annoy me a lot of times with her selfishness and casting blame everywhere but herself, but it's easy to see how much her deep loneliness and being forbidden to do anything with science, plants, or any of the things she truly cared about had affected her. She had some great character growth through the book, though, and I became so proud of her. Quincy has my heart, though. Poor little thing, feeling like he had so much to prove and feeling a little lonely and invisible himself. Such a brave skunk. You have to read it. I think his coloring sounds beautiful, though. He is so brave and so wants to be the hero of his story for his family. This has politics, family, friendship, science, magic, and rabbits. Strong female characters and more. Has great adventure. Is thought-provoking, charming, so heartwarming, and full of great messages. A lot of great discussion with plants established by sciences such as botany, agriculture, pollination, etc. Also the women, like one of Florine's, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, mother's advisors, and Florine herself, who wanted to study the science, is such a huge thing because, like the author mentions, during the Renaissance, women were, for the most part, prohibited from formally studying many sciences. And I absolutely loved the ending and gave it a big old book hug. Highly recommend. I wish there was going to be more. And our the third in The Secrets of the Twilight Djinn by John Peragine, Max and the Citadel of Light. And the author had sent me this. Thank you so much. Such a phenomenal third book in the series. My only complaint is I wish it were longer because I didn't want it to end. It was so great to see Max, Captain Sin, and Piers again, especially. I can't say a lot since this is the third book, but we stay pretty land-based in this one. But that doesn't change any of the greatness. There's a dark, mysterious, seemingly dangerous school with witches and so much more. The darkness, suspense, and danger of this one was amped up another notch, and I loved every minute. It was so cute to see Max make some friends his own age as well. Also, I don't know if I should be worried there's something wrong with me or what, but I really enjoyed the Witch Queen, especially in this book. I kind of love her. I guess I will unless or until she does something I don't care for, but for now, wow, what a character. And that ending was so epic, but I can't wait for the next book after that ending like that. Highly recommend. Hopefully continue my graphic novel consumption. Sorceline by Sylvia Doyle. and a magical, gothic-like mystery graphic novel full of peculiar, weird, unusual, fabulous things. Everything about this atmospheric school and the study of cryptozoology and all the mythical creatures, plus Sorceline herself. So many things about her, all just so fascinating, intriguing, and gripping. I love the secrets we discover about her along with her that she didn't even know. Great cast of side characters as well. Can't wait for the next one. Highly recommend, and the art is just so stunning. Alright, well, that's it for this video. Did you see any that you're excited about? Have you read any already? Did you like them? Did you not? Let me know in the comments. Today's Ariel shirt. Her hair continues into a sleeve. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you like, subscribe. I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.